We do our best to live virtuous lives and abide by the Ten Commandments. But in Washington, D.C., there is an 11th commandment. Thou shalt not question the 2020 election. Scores of brave Americans have had their lives and careers ruined for daring to ask questions about the obvious issues surrounding the 2020 election. They were right to do that. President Trump's speech last Thursday and declassification of intelligence surrounding the 2020 election has not only vindicated those people, but has brought an uncomfortable truth to light. DHS has found more than 250,000 potential non-citizens on the voter rolls in states like California, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Nevada. The communist Chinese government hacked and seized 220 million U.S. voter files ahead of that election. They stole sensitive information of Americans, including their names, addresses, phone numbers, and political party preference. But perhaps most disturbing of all was the work of our intelligence community to keep this information from the president and the American public. President Trump said, raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. Think about that. Deep state bureaucrats deliberately kept intelligence about attempts from our biggest foreign adversary to undermine our elections from the commander-in-chief. This was a concerted strategy to undermine domestic confidence in President Trump. That should keep you up at night. Declassified documents reveal a former senior FBI counterintelligence official, Nikki Flores, bragged to her colleagues that she was running a shadow government in keeping information from elected leaders in the public. My organization, the Oversight Project, has done a deep dive on Ms. Flores and her long history of weaponized actions as a senior official at the FBI and the much maligned Foreign Influence Task Force. She was a central player in suppressing investigations into Biden family corruption, going so far as to set up Senators Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson for having the audacity to investigate the Bidens. On September 25th, 2020, the FBI Albany field office released an intelligence information report detailing a CCP scheme using stolen TikTok data to produce fake driver's license for fraudulent Biden votes. Analysts rated the source very, very confident. The handling was called textbook. Minutes after Albany released the materials internally, FBI headquarters recalled it at the direct request of officials including Nikki Flores. The reason, according to emails released by Senator Grassley, the reporting will contradict Director Wray's testimony. Former FBI Director Christopher Wray testified before a Senate committee on September 24th, 2020. We have not seen historically any kind of coordinated national voter fraud effort in a major election, whether it is by the mail or otherwise. The more that comes out, the less that is true. Now, following the Constitutional Convention in 1787, Benjamin Franklin famously said that the founding fathers formed a republic if you can keep it. We're at a crossroads in America on whether we can keep our sacred republic. We were told that the 2020 election was the safest and most secure election in American history. That assessment has always been a lie, and President Trump completely debunked that statement last week. Vindication is nice, but it's not enough. We have a country to save. The same extreme left that endlessly screamed about threats to democracy is now standing in the way of any efforts to make this right. Americans want to see accountability for who did this, and Americans want to never have it happen again. That's what the fight over the Save America Act is all about, and why this fight is the high-stakes test for our elected leaders.